So I went on a vision quest with B plus mushrooms a few days ago, and I'm getting my information, of course, and this time on B plus, it just activated all my past life memories. Probably not all of them, but enough of them. Well, I'm sitting here right now in meditation, and this shit gonna sound crazy. So, have y'all ever heard of the serial killer called Jack the Ripper? Well, Jackie killed me in London. I was a prostitute, and I was walking down this street in London, and he came up behind me, and that's the last thing I remember. Now, when I was 8 years old, Time magazine had an advertisement going. Y'all could check back. So if I was 8, then I would have been like 80. I don't know. Shit, it's early in the morning. Sometime in the 80s, this book came out called The Most, I think, Horrific Serial Killers or something like that. It was a series of serial killers. And they said the first book is free, and then you got to pay $9.99 for the next 3 installments. And so I ordered this book. I was 8 years old. And I ordered this book. And my sister came in the room one day. She was like, "What you reading, Fee?" And I showed her, and she said, "Oh my God, where the hell did you get this book?" And I said, "I ordered it." And she said, "I'm telling you, you're not supposed to be reading this stuff." And she told my dad. And when my dad asked me why would I order a book about serial killers, and I told him, because I need to know how they think. I told my dad that when I was 8 years old. I need to know how they think. Why was I tracking serial killers at 8? My sister looked at me, and this look on her face was like she thinks something is wrong with her little sister. It was this weird look she gave me. So after I read that book, I let it go. Like I let it go. Around 11 or 12, I started to have the smells, smelling London, and just smell London. And I always said, how can I be smelling a place I've never been to? Now we're going to move up. We're going to move up a few years later. Quite a few years later when I'm in college. I had been waiting to take this class with this professor for a year. He was a retired FBI agent that brought down, one of the agents that brought down the Green River Killer in Seattle. I believe it was Seattle. So I see him in a supermarket one day, and I say, "Professor, I've been trying to get in your class for a year, but you always filled up. What you think about writing me in?" And he said, "Sure." So he wrote me in. One day the assignment was you have 2 weeks to analyze this serial killer case thing. It was the actual files of the case from the FBI. So while he was talking about this particular serial killer. I just analyzed it. And he said, "How did you how did you do that without looking at the files?" And I noticed everybody in the class looking at me, of course, because he asked me a question. And I asked him, I said, "Am I right?" And he said I was right about the whole thing. And how could I be right about that without reading the case file? And I told him, oh, I could smell them. And everybody in the class laughed. They thought I was joking. So after class one day, when everybody left, the professor asked me, where did I receive my training from? I asked him, what training are you talking about? He said, did you train with the FBI or a police force somewhere? I said, what? He said, I said, no, I've never trained with anybody. I've mostly spent most of my adult life in the bed because I have lupus, so I haven't been anywhere. And he was like, it's just no way you could have solved that case like that. So I was like, oh, maybe it was just good luck. And then I made myself small in that class. I didn't like being in the spotlight like that. So I'm going somewhere with this. I started to miss London. So for the last, I want to say 10 years, I've been yearning for London. Now, this version of myself can't stand London. I don't like how dirty it is and everything's old. I'm not, but whatever notes of the version of me that Jack the Ripper killed, she still fantasizes about certain places in London, certain streets. I remember smells of food and all these things, and I thought I was the fuck crazy. Like, what is going on? That's what was going on. Jack the Ripper killed me. And because before 8 years old, you have all the memories. So I was trying to get justice for myself. Ooh. I was trying to get justice for myself. At 8 years old. From Jack the Ripper. So, doing the work is good. Doing the shadow work. Going in there, retrieving these memories. We need these memories so that we could be whole. This is just helping me understand myself so much better. Why am I always obsessed with protecting myself? Why do I always feel unsafe? Why am I always yelling at my son and my husband, telling them that they don't make me feel safe? I don't feel protected. It's just memory of me being killed over and over again. Wow, like Jack the Ripper. When I was a kid, when I heard that name, Jack the Ripper, I got this nauseous feeling. Wow. I wish I had loved myself when I was younger because I just killed all of this in me. I thought I was such a freak. My family, they made me feel like an outcast. Mm. I just knew myself. I was trying to get that motherfucker at 8 years old. I was trying to get that motherfucker. Well, if you want to retrieve your past life memories, B plus mushrooms is definitely a way to do that. This is Grounded Dolphin.